It is a great honor and privilege to introduce the second Harvard Medical School Class of 2022 speaker, Okechi Boms. Okechi was born and raised in Nigeria and also considers Tennessee home. He graduated from Duke University in 2016 with a Bachelor of Science in Biology and Global Health. Before medical school, he was awarded a Fulbright research grant to conduct implementation research on pediatric community health in Ecuador. While at HMS, he continued leading multiple community health advocacy and medical innovation initiatives, including initiating the Harvard Pediatric Community Advocacy Program. Okechi is also graduating today with a Master of Public Policy from the Harvard Kennedy School of Government, where he's a fellow for serving African American communities at the Center for Public Leadership. Both at HKS and HMS, Okechi is known among his classmates for his kind heart, impeccable and unique fashion sense, and ability to bring calm to any situation. He's bringing his talents to Philadelphia, where he will begin residency in internal medicine and pediatrics at the University of Pennsylvania next month. His remarks are titled Reflections on Purpose. Please join me in welcoming my dear friend and colleague, Okechi Boms.
Thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction. I'd like to start by saying good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna need a little bit more energy. Good afternoon, everyone. Perfect. So I'll start off by saying I'm the son of a preacher, so I do really well with feedback from the crowd. And so if you feel moved by the spirit, you can holler, you can whoop, you can shout out. Yes. And yes. And if you do so, I promise to keep this under 20 minutes. I'd like to first start off by saying congratulations to the class of 2022. I know today marks years of hard work, sacrifice, and a lot of love. And in that same light, we'd like to say thank you to our guests today, both those physically here and those who are joining us virtually. We know you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. So as the other speakers have mentioned, this graduation season has been a great time of reflection. I think back 5 years ago, standing on this very stage, receiving my white coat and saying my name. Now, as I remember, the white coat felt a little bit boxy at that time. It was a little bit overstarched, and I just felt like it didn't fit quite well. Even more so, I was worried if I could carry the burden of what that white coat meant and what the profession meant. And over the course of the last 5 years, through my journey in med school, I've learned that we didn't carry on a burden, but rather we were given an opportunity, a challenging one at that, to make a difference in people's lives every single day. And now, a few days from now, across the yard and all over the country, we will be receiving new white coats. And that reception of a new white coat will mean our transition into a new phase of our career. Now, I'll be honest in saying that some of those feelings I had 5 years ago are coming right back up again. That mix of joy, excitement, and a little bit of anxiety about what the next couple of years are gonna look like. But there's a difference. This time, I find that I'm not so worried about whether or not I can carry the burden or what the profession means, but more so how can I best serve others and how can I maintain a sense of self while doing that? I think my therapist will call that a little bit of growth. And so in my reflection, I think there are three key things that are gonna be important in the next phase of our journeys, and I hope to share that with you. And so those three things are, I ask you to breathe, to build, and to believe. Now, the first lesson is just to breathe. The privilege of working in the hospital has taught me the importance of time. You see, even with the best laid plans, life is gonna happen the way it's gonna happen. And nothing is more glaring than the pandemic that felt like it brought the whole world to a halt. But I know for each and every one of us, there are experiences that have punctuated our medical school experience, both for the better and for the worse. And whenever I find myself feeling a little of despair, I turn back to a quote from one of my favorite books titled Letters to a Young Poet. In this book, the speaker advises us to have patience with all the unsolved problems in our heart, to try and love those problems like locked rooms or books that are written in a foreign tongue. You see, the point is to live everything. And perhaps gradually, without even noticing it, you live your way into the answer in some distant future. And so to this group, I ask you to just chill, take a deep breath. It might not feel like the most poignant piece of advice for you all, but maybe it is. And to understand that life will come with challenges, but the beauty of it is going through that process. So first thing to do is breathe. And the second thing I implore you to do is to build. It's to build connections with other people and let that be the groundwork for the work that you intend to do in the world. See, my family, the one I was born into sitting over there, and the one sitting over here that I've been able to build over the last 4 years truly mean everything to me. Time and time again, my people have showed up for me and they have showed out, and I'm truly grateful for that. You see, first year, we spent a lot of time doing a lot of surprise birthday parties. We also spent time doing fabric, and we did so many other things and had a lot of memories that will mean the world to me. And it wasn't always joyous moments, because in difficult moments, I remember sleepless nights. I remember feeling a despair so deep and low that it was hard to get up some mornings. But I am grateful for my family, the love, and the connection that has brought me out of that deep despair. And even beyond the one-on-one relationships, it's been beautiful to witness the collective power that we bring. And nothing is more evident than us putting together a fabric showcase, because over the span of weeks, we had amateur dancers, performers, and fashion models put together a show that I would argue rivals the Met Gala or the New York Fashion Week. But it was also this community of advocates that rallied during the early days of the pandemic to produce educational materials to advocate in our community and make sure that the people who don't have access to these buildings and these resources were able to feel the healthcare just as much as we did. And so I ask that you lean into community, because it is through community that we find strength, we can find peace, and we can find belonging. And so the third thing is to believe, and probably the most important. To each of you here today, I ask that you believe in something, whether it's a higher calling, a greater power, or even serendipity. Even more importantly, I ask that you believe in yourself. If I was to poll the graduates in this room today and I asked you, what makes Harvard Medical School a special place? I believe the majority of us would say the people. Not the marbles on these walls, not the accolades, not the research dollars, but the people. We often wax poetic about the different things that our classmates do and what makes them amazing, and I feel that sometimes we forget to include ourselves within the people. So the heart of my message today to the graduates sitting here, and maybe even the people in the audience, is that you cultivate a strong sense of belief. That you walk in this world and you move in this world with the greatness that you have within you. If not for you, but for the people that it'll affect. I ask that you have confidence. In fact, an unshakable belief that you are here in this moment, in this place, with the tools that are needed to change the world. Come on now, y'all. And so to the class of 2022, I want to thank you for the brilliance, the courage, the collective power, and the elegance with which you have graced these halls. And I ask that you take this gift with you to wherever you may end up in the world, in the country, or in institutions you're at. And whenever that white coat starts to feel a bit boxy or heavy again, I ask that you take space, that you breathe, you build, and that you believe. It's been an honor. Thank you.